So let us have the additive and multiplicative inverses in modular arithmetic. So recall that if the sum of two numbers is 0, then the numbers are additive inverses of each other. So yung i-recall lang natin yung additive inverse. So the sum of two numbers, halimbawa ay 8 plus negative 8 equal to 0. So we can say that the two numbers are the additive inverse of each other. So note that kapag yan ay equal to 0, so 8 is the inverse of negative 8 and negative 8 is the inverse of 8. So, the same concept applies in the modular arithmetic. So, ganun din. So, yung additive inverse of one another is congruent to 0, modulo n. So, let us have an example. So, we have to consider the only whole numbers lang, and then it must be smaller than the modulus. So, yun yung magiging additive inverse of a particular number. For example, I have here 3 plus, hanapin natin yung additive inverse ng 3, congruent to 0 modulo 8. So, di ba dapat ay equal to 0? So, dapat 0 yung nandito. Ibig sabihin, dapat ang remainder ay 0. That is when you divide it by n or by the modulus, the remainder is 0. So, ano yung kailangan mong i-add dito sa 3? That is when you divide it by 8, the remainder is 0. So, that is the concept. So, we have 5. And then, when you are thinking of the additive inverse, it must be a whole number. When we say whole numbers, from 0. And then, it must be smaller than the modulus. So, ibig sabihin, ang possible values lang natin na maiisip is from 0 to n minus 1. So, we have 5. So, ganun nga, 8 is congruent to 0 modulo 8. Ayan. So, di ba? Kapag ka yung 8, dinivide mo by n, and then, dapat ang remainder niya is yung 0. Kasi yun nandito, according to the definition of congruence, so yun yung magiging answer natin. And then, di ba, kadalasan yung answer is the remainder. So, therefore, the additive inverse of 3 is 5. And also, the additive inverse of 5 is 3. Another example, let's say, we have to find the additive inverse of 7 in modular 16 arithmetic. Ayan. So, hahanapin natin yung additive inverse of 7 in modular arithmetic 16. So, the value of n or the modulus is 16. So, we have 7 plus, yung hinahanap natin na additive inverse niya is congruent to 0 modulo 16. So, kaya nga additive inverse, so dapat ang kanilang maging remainder is 0 when you add a particular number doon sa given number. And in a modular arithmetic 16. So, we have, ang atin lang naman pagpipilian is from 0 to 15. So, ano yung number from 0 to 15 when you add it to 7, divide it by 16, the remainder is 0. So, we have 9. So, the additive inverse of 7 is 9.